Any day now, and I mean literally any day now, could possibly even be today, James Gunn is going to make his partial DC slate announcement, because we know it's coming sometime by the end of January. January ends in a couple days, so it's literally any day now. James Gunn is making this announcement, and we all assume it is going to include Superman, because we know James Gunn is working on writing the script for a brand new Superman reboot movie for his DCU that will not include Henry Cavill, but will instead have a younger Superman. So of course, with that, and all the rumors of this DCU being possibly a soft reboot, possibly a full reboot. Obviously, there's going to be some recastings, new actors in these roles. There's a lot of fan casting going around about who would be a good Superman for this universe. We're looking for a Superman with an age more along the lines of Robert Pattinson's Batman, where that's a much younger Batman. It could possibly even, hopefully, I think this would be a great idea to just put those two versions of the characters in the same universe. Just make Robert Pattinson's Batman the Batman in the DCU. That would be great to see. But Superman, though, again, there's not much known about this, but we know that it's going to be a younger Superman. So fan casting has been a big thing here. And I did a video a couple weeks ago about a rumor that James Gunn wanted Jacob Elordi for the role, which I think Jacob Elordi, he would make a decent Superman. But the other day, I saw this fan casting idea on Twitter, and I just fell in love with it because I really, really like this idea. It's an actor that's not super duper well known, but he just had a pretty big role in a recent HBO series. So he's already got some work and partnership there with Warner Brothers and HBO. And that would, of course, be Adam DiMarco. Now, for those who don't know who Adam DiMarco is, probably just looking at this guy, you're like, no way this guy could be Superman. But let me explain for a second. So, Adam DiMarco, I know from The White Lotus Season 2, which also, first of all, if you haven't seen The White Lotus, you should watch it because it's one of the best shows I've ever seen. I love that show. So I love The White Lotus, specifically Season 2. It just wrapped up late last year. And Adam DiMarco was a huge part of that show. His character, Albie, I think would be a perfect representation of Clark Kent. Because, obviously when it comes to superheroes, one of the most important parts of the character is not only the superhero persona themselves, but also their alter ego, secret identity. And that's something you saw a different approach with Robert Pattinson's Batman, where that Batman, I mean, he isn't Bruce Wayne at all. Like, even when he's not wearing the cowl, he is still in Batman mode. But what we know about this version of Superman is that James Gunn wants to focus on the cub reporter of Clark Kent at the Daily Planet. So we're going to have some Clark Kent-isms in this version of Superman, and I think Adam DiMarco would capture that perfectly, because his character of Albie in The White Lotus Season 2, especially earlier on in the season, when with his relationship with Portia, he just has that awkwardness, because he's a character that's just he's such an innocent character. He's very much like a hopeless romantic. He's one of the nice guys. And this season is a great example of, nice guys finish last. Because the problem here is that Portia, just a few minor story spoilers here, but again, please watch the show. Do yourself a favor. But Portia, she wants a little spice in her life. She wants that adventure. She wants the spontaneity in a relationship. She's more into the bad boys. So Albie then starts trying to, once he realizes that, he starts trying to assert his dominance and act all confident and stuff, and he is just not good at it. And so it's hilarious to watch, especially when he makes it so obvious that that's what he's trying to do, and he's just not doing it well. And that just works so well for Clark Kent. But then, of course, it brings up the other side of, okay, he would be a great Clark Kent, but would he be a great Superman? When you look at this fan art right here, which, by the way, is actually a personal creation of myself. I took that head and stuck it on this body in Photoshop all by myself. Pretty proud of it. He looks like Superman, for sure. I mean, he's got the hair and everything. He's got those innocent blue eyes. And, well, actually, I think they're like brown eyes. But still, contact lenses, they could do something like that. Later on in the season, when he's with a different girl, he actually, for real asserts his dominance, and you can see how brave he is and how committed he is and how determined he is standing up for this other woman that he is now with. So that kind of brings in the whole Superman vibe here. But again, other than the whole fact that like Superman, you know, obviously he's super strong and all that stuff, another big aspect of the superhero persona itself is hope. That's what Superman is all about. He's all about bringing hope to humans and just being that blue Boy Scout that just brings positivity and peace and freedom to the world. And I think Adam DiMarco would be so good at that because, again, even aside from that awkwardness, he's just so innocent. And he is the type of guy that if I saw him in a Superman suit flying around, like he's got a very what's the word? Infectious? Is that the word? No, contagious smile. He has a contagious smile. And so that's something I could see working really well for the character of Superman, because we know we want this Superman to go in a completely different direction from what we had with Henry Cavill's Superman, where that was a much darker version of the character under Zack Snyder's supervision, darker storylines, and we know we want this to be the complete opposite. We want this to be a bigger, brighter, more hopeful version of Superman. Again, the big blue Boy Scout. And speaking of big, though, again, probably the main concern with a lot of people here would be that, but he's too skinny and lanky. But, I mean, first of all, people and actors in Hollywood all the time are bulking up for these big superhero roles. So that is not a problem at all. I think he could definitely bulk up. But, I mean, also, like, check out this. Like, he can do the muscles. He can, I mean, he looks pretty good here. I will admit, I'm actually kind of jealous. But, I mean, yeah, this could be our Superman of the DCU. He's not a super well-known actor. Like, I'd never even heard of him until I saw him in the White Lotus season 2. But then I not only loved that show in general, but I loved a lot of the actors throughout the season. And Adam DiMarco was definitely a standout to me. He's a great actor in the show. And, you know, I've seen some of, when people were talking about this on Twitter, somebody posted a clip of him in some other show that he was in years ago, where he was playing a gay character, and it just like shows the range that this guy has. So he, you know, some of you like myself only seen him in the White Lotus season 2, where he seemed like very much one thing, but one of the things you need to do as an actor is have that range to be able to play a character like Albie in the White Lotus season 2. But then he could also, if he's a good actor, which I believe he is, would be able to bring that strength and bravery and hope to a role like Clark Kent Superman in the DCU. But again, like I said, any day now, we will be getting this announcement from James Gunn when it comes to the DCU, and Superman will be included in this. I highly doubt we're going to get a casting announcement or anything like that, but hopefully at least like a title, maybe even a logo, a release date, you know, something along those lines, a little bit of story details possibly as well. But anyway, this is something that's happening. Again, I don't think we're getting the casting anytime soon. Rumors are he's interested in Jacob Elordi as Superman, but I think Adam DiMarco would make a really great Superman for the DCU. So anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about my fan casting of Adam DiMarco as Clark Kent, aka Superman, the Man of Steel, for James Gunn's DCU? And if you have any other casting ideas for the Superman or any other heroes in James Gunn's DC Cinematic Universe, let me know down in the comments below. So, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything goes on in the DC life.